Hey, Yusuf here, or Peter Parker. And yeah, I mean, I've literally just watched Spider-Man No Way Home, and it was perfect. It's now the 16th of December 2021, the day after Spider-Man No Way Home came out, but it's past 12 a.m., so technically still the day I watched it, and I watched it the day it came out. I mean, I'm 18 years old, I'm almost 19 years old, and it was a great way to end being 18 because I grew up with Spider-Man. Spider-Man was always my favorite Marvel character, and still is. Just 100%, which is one of my favorite characters in general. I love Spider-Man, and Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man, definitely. Best Spider-Man. I've said it from the start, since Spider-Man. I mean, since Captain America Civil War, like 5 years ago, in 2016. Tom Holland was always my favorite Spider-Man, and I mean, still is. Even after No Way Home, which had all three of them, spoilers, um, but it was just done so well. It was so perfect. I've already done like a 30-minute video, just my my thoughts after watching it, and I've literally still just watched it. So why not just do another video? You know what I mean? It was great. Spider-Man No Way Home was perfect. My favorite, um, my favorite movie, just in general, favorite Marvel movie, and just my favorite movie. I mean, I can't lie. It was great. We had Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. We had all the villains: Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro, Lizard, Sandman, and it was just done perfectly. Doctor Strange as well, and don't forget Daredevil. Daredevil was in this movie. I did see that leak, the picture of Daredevil with Tom Holland and Aunt May and everyone. So it was the exact scene, but I didn't actually fully believe it. I kind of did, and it did confirm what I've been saying for years now, that I really, really wanted the Netflix Daredevil to return and team up with Spider-Man in the third Spider-Man movie. And in No Way Home, I mean, technically, just for one scene, Daredevil did interact with Spider-Man. He caught the thing through the window. It was just so sick to see Daredevil. That moment. That moment was just so good, and it kind of set the tone for what this movie would be moving forward. Because then after that, all the villains appeared. Doc Ock on the bridge, and Green Goblin as well, and then Sandman, Electro, and then obviously Doctor Strange and stuff, and Tom Holland sending them all to the Sanctum Sanctorum. And all the interactions between the villains were so funny too. Like when they were slowly realizing that they were all from the same universe. Like obviously, Doc Ock and Green Goblin interacted a lot, and then Sandman, a part of their universe too, said that they both died. Uh, and then of course, Lizard and Electro, they also interacted. It was just so good though. From both Toby and Andrew's universes. And then, of course, later on, he opened the portal, and as soon as I saw that Spider-Man, I just knew that it was going to be Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire. I just knew it was not Tom Holland Spider-Man. And then, just that moment. I mean, throughout the whole movie, I was just smiling because it was just a great movie. It was everything. They just did everything. You know, they did it all so well too. So, yeah, the second that Andrew Garfield appeared, took the mask off, that moment, everyone cheered. It was just such a good moment. Of course, everyone would cheer. And then a few minutes after that, Tobey Maguire appeared, just wearing some casual clothes, but with the Spider-Man suit underneath. It was just so good. And then all the interactions between the three Spider-Men, between Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire, they were so good as well. Like they were just referencing so many things to do with their movies and just Spider-Man in general. Like the fact that Tobey Maguire has the organic webs and Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield had to build theirs. Um, yeah, and then all the references like from the villains as well. Like he said, you've seen some of our villains, but then he mentioned fighting aliens like Venom and stuff like that. And then Tom Holland mentioned Thanos fighting a big purple alien. He also mentioned that, not to brag, but he is a part of the Avengers because of course they never got to be a part of the Avengers. And then he was like, the Avengers, that's sick. And for a second, you think that the Avengers existed in their universes, but then he was like, "No, what are the Avengers? Are they like a band?" So, it was funny though, because I mean, like I said, Tom Holland has always been my favorite Spider-Man because he was a part of the Avengers and because he was a part of the MCU. Because I've been with the MCU from the start, ever since Iron Man came out, and obviously I watched the first Avengers in the cinema almost a decade ago now, and now I'm watching No Way Home at 18. But yeah, ever since Civil War, when Spider-Man was announced to be a part of the MCU, it was 100% my favorite character because Spider-Man was always my favorite character, and then to finally get Tom Holland playing him, who is the best Spider-Man, in the MCU, it was pretty much just perfect. And now we've got Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire technically a part of the MCU, although it is the multiverse. They did appear in the MCU, and so did their villains, who are all great as well, by the way. But yeah, the highlight for me in this movie was Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Just I relate a lot to that character. I feel like Tom Holland does play the best. Well, not play, but it just is the best, at least most relatable Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are legends, though. And the fact that they just instantly just became Spider-Man and Peter Parker again throughout this, it was so good. And the interactions between them, it was just so funny. Like MJ saying Peter, all of them responding. And then the scene on the roof after, spoilers, Aunt May died, which was really sad. But yeah, Tom Holland was just there alone, crying. And then Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire came. They were both, they were both. Oh yeah, the scene where all three Spider-Men were in front of the moon. There were so many just sick shots like that. But yeah, with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield just coming and then talking about, you know, the people that they lost, Uncle Ben, Gwen Stacy for Andrew Garfield's one, and yeah, they were speaking about that, and it was actually Aunt May who said, "With great power comes great responsibility." Right before she died, right before the Green Goblin killed her. And she said that line, and then Tobey Maguire. People said that Tobey Maguire would be the one to say it. Technically, he did. Like, he did say, he finished it off and then said that his Uncle Ben said it. And yeah, it was just so good though. Spider-Man No Way Home, it was so good. The interactions, all the references as well. Like I said, with the organic webs and the Avengers. Not to brag, but I'm a part of the Avengers and stuff like that. It was just so good. So many references. And they also referenced a lot of memes as well. They didn't say pizza time, but at one point Green Goblin said, "I'm somewhat of a scientist myself." That was so funny. He just straight up said the meme. So yeah, they just did a lot of stuff like that. A lot of the villains did get redemption, like Doc Ock, who was a good person at first. He became good again when Tom Holland, Spider-Man, put the thing in his neck and just fixed him. Electro somewhat got redemption. I mean, he didn't really do anything. He was just kind of he was just kind of high on all the power, I guess. And yeah, and then Sandman was already good from the end of Spider-Man, the classic Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And then Lizard was just kind of there without the lab coat, but it was just still sick to see Lizard. And every time he spoke, it was so funny as well. Lizard was just there, and the scene on the Statue of Liberty with Captain America's shield, all three Spider-Men fighting all of their villains. It was just such a crazy movie. It would have been cool to see Vulture and Mysterio there, like a true Sinister Six, because they did only have 5 villains. They did have Venom at the end, and they did reference Mysterio a lot, because he caused all of this. He was the one who revealed Peter Parker's identity, so there was Mysterio stuff all throughout. But it would have been cool to have, you know, the Vulture or something return to make a true Sinister Six, because there was only 5 villains in the movie. It would have been sick to have the Sinister Six. But all of the villains that were in the movie were returning villains, so it was amazing. Jamie Foxx Electro was funny, and of course Doc Ock. So many funny moments, and just throughout the entire movie, I was just smiling because I was like, this movie exists. This movie with all of these villains returning. Obviously, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield returning, just legends. And then of course Tom Holland's Spider-Man as well, and Daredevil and Doctor Strange being a part of it. It was just everything from my childhood literally coming together. It's like something that I would have imagined when I was young. Just in front of me, officially in the MCU, which is already like that in the first place because of Infinity War and Avengers and everything, you know? Like at the end, Venom was talking about Hulk and Iron Man and stuff like that. It was just so good. That it was kind of a disappointment when Venom did appear in the post-credit scene and then disappear, like he was part of another universe. That was kind of annoying, and then he left over like some symbiote. That was the only letdown in this otherwise perfect movie. Like, they should have just kept that Venom. Oh yeah, the other Venom as well from Tobey Maguire, they did reference him. And they did reference Andrew Garfield's Rhino, because it would have been cool to see Rhino return, but the one from Andrew Garfield was just trash, so I understand why they didn't bring that one back. But he did say, like, he's kind of lame compared to them. And then Tobey Maguire had that whole speech about how he's amazing. And then Andrew Garfield was like, yeah, I needed to hear that. So, you know, because he was the replacement for Tobey Maguire. People didn't like him at first, but now people love him, which is understandable because he was actually a really good Spider-Man. All three of them are great. Still, Tom Holland is my favourite. Just personally, Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man, just in my opinion. But Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are legends. I grew up watching them as well. So I just grew up with Spider-Man in general. And this movie was a pure a pure Spider-Man movie. It was great. It was so good. All the Spider-Man, almost all the Spider-Man, actually, pretty much all the Spider-Man villains. If I'm going to be honest, no Rhino, but Rhino was mentioned. Venom was at the end. Mysterio at the start. Vulture though, Tom Holland's first villain. He did not appear, but he will be in that weird Morbius film coming soon. But yeah, they are linking that whole Spider-Man universe with the MCU. Then there's the whole multiverse, so this does make me think that they will uh, have a lot of nodbacks to the classic X-Men and Fantastic Four. Well, Fantastic Four is a bit different because not a lot of people liked, especially the more recent one. That was just trash. But X-Men was very successful, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did mention them. But yeah, Daredevil. I mean, the fact that they brought back the fan favorite Daredevil from the Netflix shows into Spider-Man No Way Home after years of me wanting a Spider-Man and Daredevil crossover in the same movie. I mean, it happened for one scene, and he was just a lawyer, but he said he was a very good lawyer when he caught the thing through the window, just for one scene. But it was crazy. It would have been cool to see him suit up and help them, but it was just a pure Spider-Man movie. Like even Doctor Strange was just kind of in the background, just with all the people in the multiverse coming through, just stopping that. Doctor Strange just appeared throughout, and it is really cool to see Doctor Strange just be a part of the MCU. They had a trailer for the Multiverse of Madness right at the end of the film, post credits, and they've never actually done that before. They've never actually had a trailer as a post credit scene. Like usually they'll just have Nick Fury come from somewhere, or Doctor Strange, like in Thor Ragnarok. They had Doctor Strange. Actually, no, wait, no. The Doctor Strange cameo was at the end of something. It wasn't Thor Ragnarok because Doctor Strange was in Thor Ragnarok. But either way, this was the best Marvel movie. Just full stop. The MCU is legendary, but Spider-Man will always be my favorite Marvel character. Just Spider-Man, just separate from the rest of Marvel. Everything about Spider-Man has always been my favorite. So this movie is perfect and is my favorite Marvel movie. Just my favorite Marvel character. One of my favorite characters in general. My favorite actor playing the character. You know, my favorite actor to play the character in the MCU, which is the best cinematic universe. And then Daredevil appearing, and Doctor Strange, and of course the classic Spider-Man, and all their villains. It was a perfect movie. Spider-Man No Way Home is a 10 out of 10 from me. I'm 18 years old, and I turn 19 in like 10 days from now. So this was a great send-off to me being 18. It was just so good. This was like, yeah, because I just see myself as, you know, with Tom Holland Spider-Man, I just see myself in that character, which is why actually the Aunt May scene when she did die, that really hit close to me. Because although I've never experienced anything that, although I kind of have when I was very young, or grandparents and stuff, but never no, I don't even want to talk about it. But like, if that something like that did happen to me, like I get where that pain was coming from. Like he was saying that he was gonna kill Green Goblin, and then that huge fight scene. There were so many sick moments in this movie, and of course the team up with all three Spider-Men. It was so good. Just the dialogue between them as well. Just talking about all of their, just talking about everything to do with Spider-Man. You know, there was references to everything. Even Electro, who was really funny throughout the movie, he was saying, you know, I thought you were black. So he was talking about the fact that somewhere there was a black Spider-Man, and then that, of course, is a reference to Miles Morales. They actually did have Miles Morales as uncle in Homecoming, but everything Spider-Man, Peter Parker was in this movie. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man, just the best Peter Parker. I mean, I could be Peter Parker, you know, but you know, Tom Holland is good enough. It was great. Spider-Man No Way Home is a 10 out of 10 from me. It was so good. I literally got this Spider-Man mask when I was like 12 years old, and it still fits. I mean, it's sick though, you know. I could be Spider-Man. I could be Tom Holland Spider-Man, you know. This mask is really good. Got it when I was like 12. This jacket too. You know, I feel like Peter Parker watching this movie. Just watching this movie, it was so good. Spider-Man No Way Home. Perfect, 10 out of 10. They just did everything perfectly. Loads of nostalgia as well, like Tobey's classic suit, and it was so good. Like, let alone the fact that Spider-Man's just always been my favourite superhero, and just the most relatable one, especially since Tom Holland started playing him even more so. And now we've got, we've got everything in this movie. It was done so well. 10 out of 10 from me. Um, yeah, I'm just looking forward to the rest of the MCU now. At the end, actually, no, there was a lot of emotional moments, like when um, Doctor Strange made the whole world forget that Peter Parker even existed. You'd think that he would make the world forget that he was Spider-Man, but I'm pretty sure the world just forgot he existed. Like, he went up to MJ, even at Aunt May's grave with Happy Hogan. He didn't know who he was, so yeah, I guess it's kind of iffy. The world just kind of forgot that Peter Parker exists. But it did fix the problems with the fact that everyone knew he was Spider-Man. Because they never actually done that before. And yeah, this whole movie was about fixing it. Doctor Strange, the whole multiverse going crazy. And then I guess we've got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness to look forward to now. There's probably going to be many references throughout that movie. Because this was just a pure Spider-Man movie. And that is all I've really wanted. Like, I was so excited like 2 years ago when I was like around 16 when Far From Home was coming out. I was so hyped to watch that just because it was a Spider-Man movie, and I thought that that was great. I thought that having Mysterio there and having all those crazy scenes, and at the end where he was swinging and then J. Jonah Jameson appeared, which was so sick to see. Like, those were the things that I was getting hyped for back then. And then even before that, when he was just in Civil War facing all of the other Marvel characters. But yeah, this Spider-Man is actually the best MCU character. Like, the MCU is great and all, but this Spider-Man is the best MCU character and the best Spider-Man. I'm not biased or anything. I'm not biased to Spider-Man and also Tom Holland playing Spider-Man. But honestly, best MCU character. I mean, I'm going to be biased anyway because Spider-Man was always my favourite in the first place. So, yeah. But this movie was just perfect. Spider-Man No Way Home. I watched it the day it came out, which I'm thankful for because there's spoilers everywhere. Like, everyone is now saying that Toby and Andrew are in this movie, which they were saying from the start. Like, for months they've been saying Toby and Andrew were going to be in this movie, and they were. I was saying that Daredevil was going to be in it though. I was on the other side. I was wanting Daredevil, just solidly wanting Daredevil to return, and he did for one scene. We got Daredevil. He was in the credits as well. Matt Murdock. They credit him as Matt Murdock, so that was cool to see. So I mean, it's all coming together. Daredevil. The multiverse now exists. Toby and Andrew now exist in the MCU, as do all their legendary sick villains. So, Spider-Man No Way Home, 10 out of 10. The Aunt May scene was really sad though, because I see myself in Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because Spider-Man in general is just very relatable character. So that scene was sad. With great power comes great responsibility. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man's friendly neighborhood super use of Kazi. Yeah, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It was sick. So many just references, and I mean, they were literally just there. Like, all I wanted was a Spider-Man movie, and it just happened to be the perfect Spider-Man movie. So that was great. Spider-Man No Way Home, 10 out of 10. Yeah, my favorite Marvel character, and yeah, I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up to Spider-Man No Way Home, although I've just watched it. It was so good. 10 out of 10. But yeah, it was just so good. It's a 10 out of 10 from me. Spider-Man No Way Home is great. Whew. Now, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think. The whole internet's going to be talking about it now. I saw it the day it came out, 18 years old. There's just so much to say as well. Like, I saw it with my dad, and yeah, it was just great. Spider-Man No Way Home, such a good movie. 18 years old. I'm now almost 19. But this was a good way to end being 18, so 10 out of 10. So good. So good. All the moments in that movie is just so good. Yeah. Yusuf here. Just watched Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man, best Marvel character. This mask is sick. I got it when I was like 12 or something. It looks sick with the hood as well. Spider-Man on road, you know? But yeah, I'm 18 years old. Spider-Man No Way Home. It was so good. Watched it 18, almost 19. It's just a sick character. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man, so it was just so good. Daredevil was in it. Obviously, all the villains, and of course, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. But yeah, best Marvel movie, best MCU movie, best Marvel character. Spider-Man No Way Home, it was perfect. Now I'm just gonna chill, but I've already done kind of a review. But yeah, the drip with the Spider-Man mask and the jacket, I can't lie. Yeah, I wore this jacket. Spider-Man No Way Home. Watched it at 18 years old. The day it came out on the 15th of December 2021. 10 days before my 19th birthday. Man's almost 19. But yeah, I just have to have that Spider-Man drip, Just have to wear that Spider-Man drip. I love Spider-Man, honestly. It was just so good. I'm 18, I'm almost 19. I'm from East London. Yusuf Ghazi, Spider-Man No Way Home, Tom Holland Spider-Man. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Now let me just chill. Now let me just chill.